Hey there. Welcome back to the channel. Friends, this is a letters only segment. If you're looking for the breaking news, if you're looking for the latest UFO connection, you might want to skip ahead. This segment, this is what you've been asking for. I know many of you have requested it, so I apologize for being a little remiss. But here we go. The first one, it really hit me hard. It speaks to the true reason we began this journey in the first place. Dave, I found your internet site about a year ago after my son took his life. I would like to thank you. Sir, you have done so much in helping me in my recovery for the loss of my son. And every time you cry on your videos, I cry too, because it is extremely emotional to watch. The loss of our sons can be seen and felt in your tears. I wanted to thank you for letting me cry with you. I still close the bedroom door, but I cry. And the tears I shed seem to be helping me with the awful acceptance you're teaching me I need to deal with and how to live with it. Thank you. Mr. Paulides. To see every episode of everything you do is my goal. And it seems like an excellent source of adult therapy when I need it most. You've taught me it is nothing to be ashamed of to cry, especially with the suicide of my son. We grew up in a time when it was not socially acceptable to see grown men cry. I'd like to thank you for so effectively shattering that myth for possibly hundreds and thousands of men like myself. Sincerely, I go to a lot of places. I don't hide. But a lot of people come up and talk to me about a lot of things. Bigfoot, missing people, mental health. And I've had quite a few young people say, Dave, I'm only here because of you. You saved my life. You convinced me not to take my life because of all the harm I do to my family. I really don't know what to say. I get a lot of very kind letters. Grateful for that, honestly. If I can help someone like this man, if his son only knew how much he destroyed his father's life, how much that life meant to his dad. Oh, you've done it. Next letter. This one touches on the presentation of these enduring mysteries. The format of the information. It validates the approach we take. Hey Dave, I was just now watching your most recent segment of letters. I wanted very much to tell you that I thoroughly enjoy the manner in which you make your videos. Very much interested in what you refer to as good, solid content. It is because of that content that I watch your videos. But I'm especially appreciative of the way you do your videos. Perhaps I'm a little different from the letter writer who suggested that you glitz them up. In fact, I would be far less inclined to watch and to listen attentively to them if you were to change your presentation. Much of my enjoyment comes from the fact that the content itself is so solid, so straightforward, so unembellished, and so free of glitzy flourishes and attention-getting gimmicks. If you were to alter this, you would certainly detract from the value of the information you provide. Please keep up the good work. Thank you. Making a good movie. Missing 411, the UFO connection. That takes years. It takes 60, 70-hour weeks. It takes valuable time away from family and friends. And when I first started to do these videos, I told myself that if it's going to be a big undertaking, if it's going to be hugely time-consuming, if I have to go edit for hours on end, I won't do it. The mystery should speak for itself. So I do these on one take. I download them on my computer and then upload them onto YouTube. There's no delay. I don't try to glitz it up. And I think there's a hardcore group of people that appreciate that. authenticity. If you're looking for all the glitz and glamour of a Hollywood production, then I suggest you go watch my 3 movies. Because that's what they are. Next one. This involves the perpetual query regarding large, unknown entities and the proof of their existence in the wild. A common question among our viewers. Hello. Mr. Paulides. I've received my first 2 missing 411 books, my sticker, and my Bigfoot sighting map of Northern California. I am so pleased with all of them. After reading the Hoopa Project and Tribal Bigfoot, I just want to let you know that I was on the fence about Bigfoot. But those 2 books have knocked me completely off the fence. I'm a 100% Bigfoot believer. Your writing skills are captivating. And Harvey Pratt's artwork is astounding. I do have an acquaintance that lives in Ashland, Oregon, that told me about a friend of his that was walking along the banks of the Klamath River and saw some Bigfoot tracks going into the water. He took some pictures and showed them to my friend. And he said that you can see the prints going into the water. Well, if you want to share them, send them to me. That's Can-Am, like Canadian American. Can-Am, missing@yahoo.com. These details, these subtle observations, are what hold the key to understanding what's truly out there. What do you think about the New Mexico National Park Service putting up Bigfoot warning signs with the do's and don'ts if anyone happens to see a Bigfoot in Taos? That was all a hoax. How do I know it was a hoax? Because the U.S. Forest Service Bulletin, they put up the address on the bottom and things. It was all from California. Maybe the channel just needed hits on their digital side. But if you look on that New Mexico channel that put it up, they have not 1 point of contact on their station. It was all a hoax. The search for the truth is always plagued by disinformation. I just wanted to let you know how much I enjoy your books. Got my sticker on my truck and a map on my wall. I'm a happy camper. Well, thank you. And people that have the map on their wall, I appreciate that. Everyone sees a little something different on the missing person map. They start to connect their own dots, creating new patterns of disappearance. Next letter. This addresses the personal security challenges that come with this kind of research. The darker side of the unexplained, often fueled by anger or delusion. Hey Dave, I apologize for the long delay in responding back to you. I must say that I completely understand. I remember when watching some of your videos when you talked about having to hire security for yourself when you went to certain speaking engagements. I must say that personally, I do not understand that kind of thinking. Just because someone has a difference of opinion than you, that they want to resort to personal threats and even violence to attack someone. Let me answer one thing. Probably once a week I get an email from somebody saying, "Hey, I need to talk to you. Here's my phone number." We learned a long time ago not to call anybody we don't know personally. A couple of times early on, we got stalked, criminally stalked, and had to get the police involved. There are a lot of deeply unstable people out there. Really, they never admit they're a psycho. They're never going to admit they have mental health problems. They're never going to admit they might want to hurt me or my family. But we have to be careful. And being careful means I'll email and talk to you that way. If that's not enough, I'm sorry. But my security and the safety of my family comes first. I am not calling. First of all, I've seen plenty of documentaries and I've read plenty of stories about Bigfoot and Bigfoot sightings. Also, stories of people claiming you have spent time with Bigfoot. In those stories, there were people who claimed that Bigfoot had red eyes, while others claimed that Bigfoot had green eyes, So my first question would be, just what is, in your opinion, the red eye, green eye difference? I have no idea. I really have no idea. Remember this, someone who claims to be a Bigfoot expert, someone who puts himself on stage and claims to have all the answers, turn around and leave. That person is nuts. There are no experts out there. The truth is much more elusive. Also, there are many stories of Bigfoot who help people, and stories of Bigfoot who are very aggressive, who want to hurt people. What is your thoughts on the difference between friendly and hostile? Also, I've heard that there are those that say that the ones with red eyes are the hostile ones. When I first started out in Bigfoot, there was almost nothing out there about Bigfoot hurting people. The Missing 411 books came out, and some researchers started to force a connection. They thought I was referring to Bigfoot. They started to extrapolate, make stories up about Bigfoot hurting people or trying to hurt people. Truthfully, I discount every one of those modern, unsourced stories. I've known people who worked for the biggest Bigfoot channels out there who quit because the people owning those channels and writing those stories admitted to making them all up for views. That is the sad reality of some of the research you see. We deal only in the verified and the truly baffling. Next letter. This delves into the realm of theoretical physics and spirituality. It offers a fascinating hypothesis for the baffling reappearances in the missing 411 cases. Hey Dave, I felt compelled to write to you after your recent video regarding Henry Meaden. The similarities are indeed mounting about a lifetime of unusual experiences. I wanted to write to you about light orbs and something falling into place in my mind, which may be part of the missing 411 solution. Historically, you have not supposed a solution to the cases. Simply stating, I don't know. However, with your latest film and this video uploaded, you have started to provide a glimpse into your thoughts of what could happen. It's very interesting. It adds another layer to these matters. So, in the movie Missing 411, the UFO connection, I started to connect some of the dots. It wasn't that I was trying to be aloof or dishonest. It's that I'm not going to say things that are a giant leap without moving the concrete facts first. I was listening to a discussion between Roger Penrose and Jordan Peterson about the Big Bang Theory. The topic of light was part of that, photons. And the point being said that light has no mass and therefore has no concept of time. If we can assume that certain entities can express themselves in their purest form, that of light, then perhaps we can deduce if they too can be distinct from time travelers, so to speak. This is the realm of the truly strange. The concept of physical beings existing as light is relevant to the Buddhist tradition of enlightenment, where the rainbow body becomes a reality. I believe we are all essentially light beings. Our souls are occupying our bodies to experience this life. But if orbs are beings which can come and go and take and leave from a time period to another time period, then some aspects of your cases make sense. For example, the reemergence of bodies in places already searched. The orbs seen in close proximity to missing cases. Thank you. I'm grateful for any friends who share their thoughts. The connection between time, light, and these mysterious disappearances is one we are constantly exploring. It gives us a framework to consider the seemingly impossible. Next letter's a long one, but it's critical. It suggests a physical, yet invisible, factor in the disappearances, something that acts on the human body directly. I recently had the opportunity to watch Missing 411, The Hunted, and Missing 411, The UFO Connection. I write to you to add an idea to your cache of information on the missing. At 7 days old, I had my first of what we used to call a grand mal seizure. I also have what doctors call tinnitus, but mine is different. The rings are different in different locations and experiences. My grandmother, who was a Crow Indian, said the women of our family could hear earth song. About 7 years ago, I started getting pain in my joints as well as insomnia, depression, and various other ailments. I came to a website or forum where people were talking about electrohypersensitivity. I bought a router you could turn off, and I got my first full night's sleep in a year. That got me on the path. I went all wired and basically reduced the use of my cell phone. And now all of my symptoms are 90% better. Hoorah! Here's dot connecting. A seizure is an electrical storm across the brain. Killing a battery is an electrical issue. Frequencies could also be described as electrical oscillation. When you have a paranormal experience, your hair stands on end, letting you know there's some electrical change in the atmosphere. Maybe you're missing, or like me, electrically or energetically different. I think I was onto something. We have so much EMF electrical charges around us every day. It'd be ignorant to think that it doesn't affect different people different ways. The correlation between a personal electrical or energetic anomaly and the tendency to experience the strange, that is a thread we need to pull. Could these areas of disappearance be electrical hotspots, momentarily disabling people? Last letter. This describes a baffling spatial disorientation right in the heart of a major city. A portal opening in an urban environment where it should be impossible. Thanks, Dave, for the letter segment. That letter about the Bakersfield truck driver seeing all those tall aliens and feeling sick is amazing. And I still think about it. That one sounded like the truth. Still has a ring to it. I currently live in the crumbling, ruined city of San Francisco, where the streets are really empty. And it has a very strange vibe going on. Last winter, I was walking down Clay Street and rounded the corner and was not at Sansom Street. Turns out I was actually 4 blocks away on Battery Street. And I felt totally disoriented. As I was seeing my regular buildings from the backside, 2 women were standing on the corner, and one was saying to the other, I don't know where we are. I'm totally lost. And I was in sync with them because I was blocks away from where I should have been. Did we both walk through a portal? I felt dizzy and fatigued by the time I made it to Safeway. That's pretty weird. This happened on the same day we had a record-breaking low-pressure event over San Francisco. A momentary shift in dimensional stability, triggered by weather. Whatever is happening in the portal, multi-dimensional theory, there has to be intellect behind it. This can't be random. If it was random, we'd be walking down the streets of San Francisco and people would disappear right in front of us. But this never happens in my research. It happens after a point of separation, where there's no one around to see it. It's easier to happen in the middle of the woods where nobody's around. It seems to require privacy. A specific window of opportunity. We live in a strange place. And some people don't have an ability to open their eyes to see that this is truly happening around them. I get that. And I've met several others who have said, if I see enough of something that'll finally resonate with me that, okay, this is true. It took me a while to figure out, hey, there's a lot of canines out there that can't pick up a scent. There's a lot of weather events related to the missing. Everyone comes around at their own pace. If you want to read the books, go to your local library, get them, watch my movies. Missing 411. Missing 411, The Hunted, and Missing 411, The UFO Connection. Thanks for being here. That is the letter segment for today. More to come. If you like this segment, give it a 2 thumbs up. All right. You have a great day. Paulides out.